USTEC 100, popularly known as the Nasdaq. And what a phenomenal 24 hours we have here as we capitalized on buying opportunities as price broke out of those structures we did identify there, giving us about 170 pips on the first buy positions, while the second buy position is currently running with about 85 pips with a total of 250 plus pips on this particular asset. And for those of you who capitalize on this opportunity, well done and kudos to you for being on standby to maximize this move. And for the sake of those who are not part of our live session yesterday and on Monday, let's quickly run through what really happened at the beginning of the week and what led to the decisions that made us to buy these assets. Now, for at the beginning of the week, we saw how it started on a bullish note actually, as we saw price started the week around the 17,350 area, which was in our initial support line. And as soon as price tested the 17,440, which was a new high as at the beginning of the week, we begin to notice some selling pressure resume around that area, giving us a situation where buyers were finding it difficult to break through that area. And I can remember Monday we had a buy stop order triggered at that point, but unfortunately the buy position went into a loss. And remember that the range we identified on Monday was just right between the 17,440 and the 17,360, where we saw our sell position, first sell position for the week, triggered around the 17,350 level. Now, during our live session yesterday, I did emphasize that for those who still have their sell position running, that we should move all stop losses to break even, as the emergence of buy pressure around this area cannot be ignored. As we saw here that throughout the later part of the New York session on Monday, the next day, we saw how this area has been a strong buying niche as sellers found it difficult to break through that area. And as a result of this, we identified a level at the 17,360, where I did mention that if price will break out of this structure, it will be a good opportunity to buy at the retest of that particular structure. And fortunately, we saw price break out of the structure during the later part of the New York session yesterday, giving us the privilege of joining that opportunity. Then we also had a buy stop order above the resistant line of the range we identified at the beginning of the week to maximize the potential of this bullish move. And once again, congratulations to everyone who were part of this profitable journey. As it is right now, price action had moved significantly well in our favor, and of course, you know what we do when this happens. We move our stop losses to secure this current buy position. And if you would ask me, I would say anywhere around the 17,500 area and the 17,480 seems most appropriate to move all stop losses to. Let's secure this current position here while we continue to monitor price action. And also remember that while we are moving our stop losses, let's ensure that we give enough breathing space for price action to move around, just in case it wants to retrace before the uptrend continuation happens. Now, with a well-secured position at this juncture, what is going to be our next line of action? How are we going to continue buying this asset, or are there chances that we may see some profit-taking activities ahead of the S&P Global publications later today? Now, before we go into the technical details here, let's run through the daily time frame so that we can have an holistic perspective into what is going on here. And for the sake of those who missed out on our earlier sessions, they can be on the same page with us. So at the beginning of the week, we had an interesting setup on the daily time frame, which emphasized the strength of the buyers here. As you will see, price action has been bullish since the month of September. And in fact, we had this ascending trend line marked out, which has played a major role in determining the direction of price action in the last 4 to 5 months. Now, in addition to this ascending trend line was our key level at that psychological mark at the $17,000 area, where our price did break out of that structure during the Friday's trading session that was last week. And one of the things we were considering at the beginning of this week was either price will come back to retest the structure that was broken to incite an uptrend continuation, or we may see a trend continuation pattern here to incite the next move to the upside. And to make things easier for us to navigate, we did identify a range at the beginning of the week, which was more of becoming an uptrend continuation pattern, that is a bullish rectangle. See, after the impulsive move, we saw this range happen, and this is more like an uptrend continuation pattern, which indeed we were able to capitalize on the uptrend move. Now, as it is right now, what is going to be our plans for today? And one thing for sure here is price has broken out of a key structure, the 17,440 area, and there is a likelihood that we could see some profit taking activities happen in this market, especially when price action has just found a new year high at this 17,550 level. So it usually takes some time before market participants acclimatize to a new high, and this would reflect on the chart as price doing a retracement move, choppy situations, or even consolidation phases before they can now garner some momentum to continue the uptrend. And as a result of this understanding, we might see price drop into the 17,440, maybe a retracement move, or even back into the 17,360 before another wave of bullish momentum will happen. So at this point, we are at a crucial juncture, so we need to exercise patience. So please, let's move our stop losses, secure the position like I said earlier, and let's exercise patience and wait to see how the market is going to be reacting to the zone around the 17,540. So we will mark out this level since it's the highest point price action has been for this week. So we have the 17,540. So you want to duly mark this out on your chart right now, as we will be using it to guide our trading decisions going forward. Now, with the situation we have here, we have two ways to capitalize on this. Look at this. We could see continued selling pressure persist here, resulting into a reversal pattern, maybe a double top structure. And if that happens, we will be marking out a neckline for the structure and then sell the breakdown retest, maybe to retrace back into any of these levels, the 17,440 or the 17,360. Now, whatever happens around these levels will determine if we will be adding more sell position or getting ready to buy. So let's talk about this quickly. If we see buy pressure here, maybe like a double bottom structure or reversal pattern, breakout retest of the neckline will give us an opportunity to join the uptrend continuation. But if price breaks down this trend, this level, a retest of structure will welcome more selling opportunities to the downside. Now, if price gets into the 17,360, buy pressure there also will welcome buying opportunities at the breakout retest of the neckline of any reversal pattern that forms around that area. And if it goes ahead to break down the structures, then we will be looking out for more buying opportunities. So with that being said here, what happens if price does not drop to the downside and instead continues to find new highs? Well, I'm going to be having a buy stop order above the 17,540, which happens to be the highest point price action has been for this week, we can afford to risk some of the profits we had made so far to test waters around that area and see if it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, we know that we are only risking some of the profits we had made this week. So if price can break out of that structure, well, it will be good opportunity for us to join the uptrend move. And for those of you who are joining for the first time, I would advise you to wait for a retest of structure on the lower time frame before jumping into any positions there. So on this one, the outlook is still looking very bullish, but we did not ignore the potentials that we could see a retracement phase happen at this point in time. So let's be on standby for any of these possibilities to happen today. So mark out these levels and let's wait patiently for the structures to mature before jumping into any positions. So this is my simple view on the USTEC 100 for today. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to let me know in the comment section.